Hello, everyone. Again, this is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. First of all, I would like to start off by saying a lot of you have got up early and you have looked in your portfolio, whether you're using Webull, Robinhood, or whatever platform you're using, and you may think to yourself, "Why do I have fewer shares? I have had thousands of shares of Naked. And now now that I look at my portfolio, why do I have only hundreds of shares? Maybe you had like 100,000 shares or 110,000 shares, and you got up and you probably see only 7,000 shares. Well, that's quite simple. I have been doing videos for quite some time talking about the reverse merger between Centro Electric Group and the merger with Naked Brand Group. The Naked is had to, and let's just give a rundown for people that don't know, because I know some people have came and say they didn't even know about the split that was going to happen. So what happened was Naked Brand Group was in the pickle. Uh, they stock at one point with the power of the Reddit community, definitely shot to new heights. They went all the way up to a 52-week high of this year. I know they were higher in previous years of like $3.40. And since then, NASDAQ gave them 60 days to get back to that dollar status. But the problem that happened was they did not get back to that dollar status. So they filed for a petition. They asked for then it was given a 90-day extension to get to that 90-day threshold. And in the process of getting to that 90 days threshold, they had to find a company to either merge with or they had to find a company to partner with. So they were out of options. No company wanted to partner with the Naked Brand Group. So what they did was they found this company called Centro Electric Group, who was looking for a way to get into NASDAQ. So in the uh, process of getting to NASDAQ, um, Naked, who's already in NASDAQ, so they didn't have to go through all of the red tape. They found a way to get in by doing a reverse split. So the reverse split worked like this. When Naked and Centro agreed to the partnership, what they had to do was they needed cash because Central have more EVs on the road than ECVs than any other company. But they had a lot of back orders and not enough liquid cash to fill those orders. Naked was in the pickle, so they had the treasure chest of cash. Then what they did was they fronted Central $30 million, and then they gave them additional $270 million, and they'll get the additional 270 million by December 30th. And we're going to talk about that because December 30th is going to be when the IPO comes in fully effect. This is exciting news, folks, and I'm just giving you a back history of how these two companies came together. One was desperate to stay on NASDAQ. The other company was looking for a way up to get on NASDAQ. But at the time, they were a uh, privately traded company. They needed capital. Naked had capital, but they didn't have the people to invest in their company. People don't want to invest in companies and watch their money go away. So you, like I said at the start of this video, you might be asking yourself, why do I have less shares, right, than when you went to sleep? When I got up at 4 o'clock this morning, I had my portfolio was rocking and rolling. I was over 20,000 in profit, and I was head over heels. But I knew that it was going to be short lived because of the 15-1 or the 1 to 15 to 1, however you look at it. Meaning for one every share, they're going to deduct 15 shares out of your portfolio. And that's why you got less shares in your portfolio today because of the 115 split. Now, as of today, that doesn't mean that Cenntro is not going to rock. When the IPO becomes established on the 30th, that's when the valuation has to kick in. We are looking for a valuation of 15 to no, I'm sorry, 10 to 50 billion in valuation. Matter of fact, let me type that. December 30th is when the IPO should be established. And we're looking for a 10 to 50 billion evaluation. Right? So that's going to be no, establish. Let's get these words together. And right there in itself should be a big thing, right? That should be a big thing because I'm like you, possibly. I'm definitely looking for something big to happen on this merger. This merger had to happen for both companies. One wanting to get on Nasdaq, one needed capital, the other one had capital, but they were basically a penny stock. So as of the day, you probably got up and you see that your shares were $6. When I got up, they were $7.77 a share. But my portfolio was rocking and rolling. And then when I got back up at like 5:30 and I looked again, then I had less shares. I had thousands of shares. Now I'm sitting on hundreds. Some of you had 100,000 shares and you probably got like 6,000 shares, right? So when you look at the 1 to 15, that's why you have less shares in your portfolio. Now, let's dive over here and we're going to share my screen so we can talk about some information. Some of this information is going to be new to some, it's going to be old to others, but I definitely want to share my screen so we can talk about. But before we go to the next screen, let's talk about this. Also, if you got any questions or comments, please put them in the chat box. I mean, this should be some exciting news. People all the new subscribers who have come on, this should be exciting news because now you got into an EV company on pennies on the dollar. Anybody else that try to get in on this company, they're going to have to pay a lot more money for the same amount of shares that you were able to get on yesterday. So look at it like this. Today's prices is not the same for yesterday's prices. So all of the people who missed the boat, they got to get in on the boat the next time. And that's their bad. So we're going to talk about some facts. We're going to talk about some tweets that went out. This is not going to be a long video, but I had to keep dropping the news and the information because I want Team Tiggio to be a source of information for all exciting stocks and cryptos. So let's look at this information. This is from Nasdaq Trader right here. Naked Brand Group Limited will affect a 1 for 15, which is called a 1 for 15 reverse split of its ordinary shares. The reverse stock split will become effective on Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. That's why I had to go live today because people want to know what's going on with their money. In conjunction with the reverse split, the Cusip number would change to Q6519 V120. So let's put that in the chat so people need to see this. Let me put the whole thing in the chat. I guess I'm going to probably be the only one chatting, but that's fine. I want you to get in this space and let's rock and roll, but people need to know what's going on. So I definitely want to add this information in. So you'll definitely understand what's going on. This is how the split is going to play out. And so you can get a better understanding of how your money is looking, right? So now we don't want to talk about that yet. We'll get into that in a little bit. So right now, this is what happened. The Cusip number will change to Q6519V120. So things is happening. In 8 days, something else extravagant will happen, and let's get into that as well. So right now we are on the Centro Electric Group, and let's read some of these tweets here. Let's right here. This was something so you can definitely see what's going on. The pre-market was starting at $7.60. So what had to happen for this stock to get at $7.60? The merger to become true, the stock value was it has to be $5 or more for 5 days. It has to be $5 or more for 5 straight days. So for that to happen in a short period of time, they had to reduce the amount of shares in a reverse split to go through. So when you woke up, you probably seen that the valuation was a certain number. And that's why I'm sharing the screen. For 5 days for this merger to go through, it has to be in effect for 5 straight days. Will hedge funds buy in now? Absolutely. The hedge funds we're buying now because you got people like this. Think about ARC Financial. Kathy Wood, she don't deal with any companies that's basically penny stocks. What she did with HCMC, but a lot of companies she get into, she want those companies to have some kind of significant value. So absolutely, I think that the whales are going to start getting it now, and the hedge funds are going to start buying in. Some people, but what they had to do is they had to short the stock, and that's why the value had to go down. They wanted the value to go down low as possible. So now they're going to start running, right? And that's what's going on today. Give me some clarity what you're saying about VAWR Tech. Give me some clarity. If you can give me some more clarity, then I can answer that question. So let's go over here and let's read some more tweets. This is a tweet from Justin Davis Rice, and this is what he's saying. Our naked shareholders approved the acquisition of Cenntro at our EGM pending final Nasdaq approvals. Look forward to closing transaction by December 30th and positioning the combined company at the forefront of the ECV market tech transformation. The naked army is here. Now, one thing I do have a problem with, and we're going to read some more information. One thing I do have a problem with is, yes, the acquisition got to go to 30th, but if the merger have merged, why don't why don't they have more information about the EV company on their ticker? That will help people to know that Naked is going away from the clothing and the lingerie and the swimwear part of the company until they will be going more to another part of the company. So if you got any more questions, please rock and roll them. I'm going to be checking back and forth while I'm reading some more of this information. This is very exciting news, but I definitely want to talk about why you woke up today and you had less shares in your portfolio. And that's my initial statement here, right? Do you know why you have fewer naked shares on today? And that's why I want to share that information. Definitely. All right, so let's come over here. This is some news dealing with the Cenntro Automotive. And that's one of their cars. That's one of their utility vehicles. And I definitely like how this pinned to the screen. This vehicle is already being pre-ordered. But also, when you scroll down, of course, Naked, and I've been talking about this on every live video I've been doing because this is definitely some exciting news. We are dedicated to advancing mobility. We are proud to showcase our solutions to AV delivery at CES. We are confident Centro's product portfolio is well positioned to become a critical provider of urban autonomous mobility. And if you look at my thumbnail, if you look at the thumbnail, one thing I do like about the thumbnail, I like about the thumbnail that they're autonomous, where a lot of people can go and they can control a lot of these vehicles with the power of their cell phones. Naked has 236 or 38 patents, and that's what makes it significant for the people who got into these shares early. You got some people who have been on Naked ever since January or even before. They have seen the highs and the lows of this stock, and now they're ready for a big payout. So I want to talk about one word up today, and that is called patience. People are going to have some degree of patience as you've been holding off this long. I know some people are definitely bearish on this merger, but you got a lot of us in the, I'm gonna call it the Central Army now, that's ready for this merger to take place. They're ready for all of this, the IPO to kick in, but we definitely is ready for this. We are ready for the evaluation, right? Because this, when the IPO is fully established, and I left a D off that. Sorry for my misspell right there. I was just so excited. But we are ready for what is called that evaluation. Think about Rivian. When Rivian came out with a certain degree of valuation, Rivian evaluation was over $100 million. So when they hit the scene, the stock was already like what, $98 a share, or $78 a share. And then within 3 weeks, they were already at like $144 dollars a share. Now, one thing that happened when Congress failed to pass that bill, that was a nail, not a nail in the coffin, I won't say that, but that wasn't a good look for the EV sector, because a lot of promised information in that $1.5 trillion bill really was not good to this to the EV space, because it was talking about putting charging stations in a lot more places, and that'll give people hope where they can be out and about, charge their EVs, and make it like a natural occurrence. Every EV is not created the same, and that's one reason the significance of Cenntro. So let's dive into some of the news about Cenntro for people that don't know anything about this merger. I'm gonna keep talking about some of the news, some of the pre-orders, because when Rivian had a 100,000 pre-orders from Amazon alone, that helped take up and escalate the valuation. This is the same thing that's going on with Cenntro. So let's do a recap. The merger took place. The vote happened, the merger took place. We're waiting on with the 1-to-15 reverse split took place. We're waiting on the IPO to be established by December 30th. We're waiting on the evaluation. The CES event will take place January 5 to 8. So once the value shoots up, we are looking for some big time numbers. Some predictions are predicting that Cenntro stock will be at $50 a share by April, right? So I'm just a talking guy on YouTube, but this is what the big time hedge funds are talking about. Some people are pessimistic. They're saying that there's no hope for Naked to survive. That's great. Naked may not survive, but who will survive is Cenntro, because they have 3,300 cars on the road. By the end of December the 31st, they will have $25 million in profit. By the December 2022, they are looking to have $500 million in profit. And by December of 2023, they are looking to have $2.1 million. So next year, they are looking to have over 20,000 cars on the road. And let's get into some of these pre-orders. Let me share my screen again so we can talk about what's going on in this space. And I know some of this is like redundant information, but we got to keep pumping out this information. If you got any questions or comments, put it in the chat box. We want this to be an open community where we are talking about some great information, how you're growing your portfolio, right? So that's what we want to talk about. So let's dive over here and let's go over to the actual space so we could talk about some of the information that's going on. Now, this right here, we are talking about the pre-orders, and I have talked about this before. So if you've been on this live before and you heard me talk about it, or if you know about this, that's cool. But for the people that don't know about the pre-orders, because of evaluation of a company, especially an EV company, it's not about the merger, it's about what you did before the merger. And one good thing about Cenntro is that they definitely have pre-orders in place. And one of the people that ordered from them is Amazon, Japan Amazon. And also the biggest shipper in Japan is Hana Cupid. So Cenntro receives order for 2,000 Metro electric commercial vehicles in Japan. End customers include Amazon Fleet and Hana Cupid. In my opinion, that's excellent news. And it's not like they're waiting, like, Lordstown saying that and I'm invested in Lordstown. They're waiting till third quarter of 2022 before they start delivering vehicles or going to production. One good thing about Cenntro is they have cars coming now. Cenntro Automotive, a leading EV technology company with advanced market-validated commercial vehicles, today announced it has received an order of 2,000 Metro key car type electric vehicles from its channel partner in Japan, HW Electro, with deliveries expected to begin in January 2022. This is why it's so significant for the people who already invested in Naked or are thinking about getting in Naked. Yesterday's prices are not today's prices. Yesterday, there were pennies on the dollar because they had to do the 1 for 15, which is the reverse split. That's why you woke up today with less shares, but your value of your stock is going to grow significantly. So the person who had thousands of shares may have hundreds. For the person who had 100,000 shares, may have like 6,000, 6 or 7,000. All right. So that I'm just letting you know why you got less shares in your portfolio, so we all can be on one page. The order follows the recent announcement of Cenntro's Metro receiving key car approval as the first imported non-Japanese made all-electric commercial vehicle. That's significant. This car is imported in Japan, one of the most tech-heavy companies. That means that they're putting a lot of love inside of what Naked/Cenntro have to offer. The Metro order will be deployed to support last mile delivery and logistics companies, including Amazon Fleet, Amazon's local delivery partner in Japan, and Hana Cupid, Japan's largest floral gifting association. Amazon Fleet is currently supported by 2,000 dedicated vehicles in Tokyo, and Hana Cupid has a network of 4,500 million member stores in Japan. And we're going to just read one last part of this. We're going to see if we got any more comments, and then we're going to go on with the next article, because the pre-orders is what's going to drive this evaluation. Me personally, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what valuation I'm looking for to help my portfolio in a strong way. We need the valuation to be not as high as Rivian. Let's not kid ourselves, but we need our valuation to be at a certain number for this merger to look top notch. HW Electro has established deep relationships with renowned companies in Japan's transportation and logistics sector. They are an excellent strategic partner to introduce our vehicles throughout the country, said Peter Wayne, Cenntro's chairman and chief executive officer. Many of you who voted last week, you voted Peter Wayne to be the chief executive officer with the merger. So a lot of you voted, a lot of us voted, rather. The purchase order represents a significant milestone of Cenntro in Japan, one of our key strategic markets. Japan has historically been a bellwether for new transportation and logistics trends, and the initial order for 2,000 vehicles for end customers like Tokyo's Amazon Fleet and Hana Cupid represents a significant market opportunity. The approval of Cenntro's Metro electric key car ahead of local brands provides a substantial advantage in the growing last mile delivery in Japan. We expect continued strong interest in the metro and growing sales momentum ahead. All right, so let's see if we got any comments. All right, so what's the market cap now that the reverse split happened? So actually, we'll get into that. I'll showcase what the market cap is. Matter of fact, let's go to Webull so I can pull that information up for you, so we can see what the market cap is. All right, so that's a great question. I should have had this information pulled up. All right, so let's go and type in. And the naked ticker will go away, folks, just to let you know that. Assume that the ticker will change. That's why we're waiting on the IPO. All right, so the market cap, right, is actually lower today than it was on yesterday. So right now, if you see right here, because this represents the first day of the merger, and the Cusip change is green, right? The market cap yesterday was actually 400, I believe, $20 million. Right now, is at $398 million. So they opened today at $5.90, and the high right now is $6.37. But if you see right here, it say the previous close was $7.23. And then it says the 52-week high was $51. So all of this has changed because when you think about it, the stock did jump up quite big significantly today. Now, it may be looking like this now, but for this merger to go through, this stock will have to be at $5 or more for 5 straight days. So all of us will have to practice a degree of patience, because for this to go through like we needed to go through, we got to practice a degree of patience, because once the kinks roll out and then the IPO comes out on the 30th, that's when the whales is going to start getting in and going to start buying. They're going to buy because you're not going to have no choice but to purchase in a car company of this significant. With already 3,300 cars on the road, they're in 32 countries, and next year this car company will explode. So sit back, wait, and your money may be down today, but it's not going to be down forever. And also the market cap dropped again because a lot of people are probably selling. As of this moment, a lot of people are probably selling. So the market for this is going to be volatile. It's going up, it's going down. So it's definitely going to be volatile today. Let's see if we got any more questions. If we don't have any more questions, let's get into the next part of this article. All right, this is another pre-order, and this pre-order is coming directly from Cenntro. They completes an initial production of its largest Star 200 light urban delivery electric vehicles. And we're just going to read like a paragraph or two of this so we can get a better understanding of the moves that Cenntro has been making before the merger. The problem was they didn't have enough capital to cover all of the pre-orders. And a recap, Naked Group was about to get kicked off of Nasdaq. They was about to get delisted, and in the process of getting delisted, they had to find a company to either merge with or a company to merge or buy out, and they chose the latter, right? Cenntro Automotive, a leading EV technology company with advanced market validated commercial vehicles, today announced its first Logistar 200 vehicles rolled off the production line and are scheduled for December 2021 delivery to European markets. I wish I had a more updated platform, because it's already the 22nd, and we want to know how many cars have been delivered already, because the article doesn't say how many cars were delivered. They do say how many cars were pre-ordered. The Logistar 200 or LS200 is a light urban delivery vehicle purpose-built to navigate European streets. The vehicle has a range of 190 miles. That is a great battery. For 190 miles, you can go to and from most places, right? Even if you're going out and drove 90 miles and you got 90 miles coming back, you still got 10 miles to spare, right? With 90 and 90, that's 180, but 10 miles to spare. So that's still a great battery life that it is ideal for multiple applications, including delivery, hospitality, and catering, transportation, and storage. The initial production runs follows the recent announcement that the LS200 completed all tests in compliance with EU standards and requirements, making it eligible for sale in 27 countries in the EU, as well as other countries that adopt EU vehicle standards. And once again, Peter Wayne, he's releasing this statement. He's talking about how that's such a significant thing. All right, let's see if we got any more comments. If no more comments, we're going to read the last information, then we're probably going to read in this live. But I'm definitely head over heels of what's going on. I'll be coming back possibly later on today. If we receive more information, I don't want to keep forking over the same information. If any breaking news come throughout the day, I will be coming back live because I want to keep the community going. I want to be a source of information for everyone that's interested in this space, right? All right, so let's talk about the last important information. Right now, Cenntro have 6 working manufacturing facilities, but they don't have one in the U.S. So Jacksonville will be their 7th facility, the manufacturing facility. And the reason why they picked Jacksport is because it's a port city. It's easy for logistics to get in and out. This facility will have 34 jobs, and it will be 25 million. So the 300 million that Naked is giving Cenntro is going to come in handy, not only for the vehicles, backlog vehicles, but it also will come in handy for the 7th plant. The Jacksonville City Council unanimously approved the economic development deal on December 14th. So this may be old news for some, but this is new news for people that don't know about this information. And that's why I talk about it repeatedly, because people keep saying, I didn't know that. Well, cool. That's why I'm here, to give you what you didn't know. For the proposed 100,000 square foot facility to support the company's production of its vehicle lines, with the possible expansion to support additional vehicles and a battery packing operation. So yes, it's going to start out with only 34 jobs, but it's a plant that's going to be big enough to support more in the future. When fully operational, the facility is expected to create up to 34 new jobs, including research and development specialists, highly skilled technician positions, and administrative support. The new facility will support annual production levels of over 50,000 vehicles within 4 years, as well as assembly, quality and testing processes, part warehouse, distribution, and administration functions. Cenntro Automotive expects to invest 25 million in the facility and to begin assembling vehicles in the first quarter of 2022. So, like I said again, I definitely want to cover a lot of this information. This is like a recap. This is the purpose of this video, just to let you know, is for the people who woke up today and saw less shares in your portfolio. You probably wanted to know why you had less shares in your portfolio, and that's because the 1 to 15% reverse split has taken place. People who had thousands of shares, like I did, have hundreds. Some people had 100,000 shares. Now they have thousands. But what's going to happen is they had to do that because the price has to be $5 or more for 5 straight days for this merger to go through. If this stock dips less than $5 a share, it's going to be a problem for that merger, because for Nasdaq to approve it, see, the final nail in the coffin for this merger is Nasdaq. They're the people that's sitting back and waiting. If you pay attention, they have been virtually quiet. But for them to give the approval, it has to be $5 or more for 5 straight days. So let's look at the valuation one more time before we end this video. And then, so right now, the stock it dropped again, is at $5.96. It appears to be tanking so far. The market cap is 381 million. But even though it's tanking, as long as it stays above $5 for 5 straight days, then this merger will be satisfying the Nasdaq for the merger to go through. And then that's when more whales will get into this space. So once again, this is Antonio. For everybody who has gotten in the video and got any information, please leave a comment. For people who look at the video after the live broadcast is ended, you can leave those questions or comments later on. We are looking forward for a valuation, and this is the last part of the video that I said I want to discuss. We need an evaluation between $10 to $50 billion by December 30th, when this IPO is fully established. I would like for this merger to be worth, with all of the pre-orders that's taking place for 7 facilities, for already 3,300 cars on the road, I'm looking for an evaluation of $20 billion. If you receive a valuation of $20 billion, that's going to skyrocket your portfolio. And that's why I said earlier, we have to practice a degree of patience, because once the patience kick in, that's when the big bucks roll in, pun intended. So I just wanted to just end it on that. We are definitely looking for a valuation of Tiggio is $20 billion. It'd be nice if the valuation is even more than $20 billion, because that's when the IPO shoots up, and then the value of the stock is going to shoot up. So yes, it looks murky now. It looks like it doesn't look profitable, but it's still so much that still has to take place. And rewatch this video. I discussed all of the steps that would need to take place for this to be a success, right? So once again, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as we'll be coming to you with more videos in the future. And once again, we will see you next time.